Hey Harry Potter fans, Peter Kenneth here. Welcome to the Potter Collector channel where we are a community of collectors. Today I want to talk about my little friend here and his little friends over there. These are the Warner Brothers Studio Store Maquettes that were sold back in 2001 before the Harry Potter movies were released. They were scheduled to be released in a limited edition run of 2,500. All of them are numbered, but the Warner Brothers Studio Store closed shortly after they started production of these gorgeous statues, or maquettes. When you bought one of these maquettes, they came in this all black and silver box with the Warner Brothers logo, and it said which maquette you were purchasing. This particular box is for Harry. So Harry Potter maquette, Harry Potter logo there, Harry Potter information. The original price of Harry was $125 back in 2001. Along with the maquette, you also received a certificate of authenticity from the Warner Brothers Gallery, showing that you had an authentic hand-painted maquette. It also shows the number that your statue is out of the 2,500 that were made. Again, not all 2,500 were made, but they had planned on that. So let's get into the maquettes. We'll start with Harry. Harry is beautifully painted. All the maquettes were hand painted. Some great detail. You see he's holding his Nimbus 2000, his trainers and laces. At the bottom of each maquette it tells you which character you have. On the back it has the Harry Potter logo. And then on the bottom it has some information including which number out of the 2,500 you own. So out of all of the maquettes, the Harry Potter maquette has the most produced. It's estimated that there were 500 of the Harry Potter maquette produced before the studio store closed down. So while it's still a rare maquette, he isn't the rarest on the list. On the back of his cloak they have stars. Ooh, fancy. Next up is Harry's best friend, Ron Weasley. Ron is holding Scabbers. Scabbers has stars on his fur. He's in his Hogwarts robes. Got a nice bowl cut there. Look at that haircut. Of course, Ron has to have his freckles. And at the bottom it says Ron Weasley. And then of course, Harry Potter logo on the back. Ron is number 30 out of 2,500 planned, but it's estimated that 50 were actually produced. Dumbledore, it's Ron's turn. But it was estimated that there were 50 produced before the store closed. So after Warner Brothers acquired Harry Potter, they hired Fred Bode to create some illustrations, and then they produced this illustration style guide, which is a beautiful book and shows a bunch of Harry Potter concept and illustration ideas. We'll go through this book in a second. And inside the style guide it shows like a comparison chart of heights of the different characters, and we see that actually in the maquettes that were produced. We have to skip Hermione because they never got to her before the store closed. But the very thin silver lining is that in the style guide we see what she would have looked like. That's not really a silver lining because I actually want the maquette. Snape, Severus Snape, Dumbledore! Next up is Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore. He stands at 14 inches tall, extremely detailed. He's a bit heavy. I wonder if he carries flu powder in here. On the bottom it reads his name, Albus Dumbledore. Harry Potter logo on the back, but it's estimated that 50 to 70 were actually produced before the store closed. He is number 32 of 2,500. We have our potions master, our potions professor, looking very curious and not very happy. He's got his hands crossed. He has black nail polish on, which matches his robes. We don't see his feet like we do on the others. Bottom we have his name and the Harry Potter logo. This is number 42 out of 2,500 planned, and like Dumbledore, it's estimated that 70 were produced before the store closed. 3 out of the 5 maquettes that I have in my collection were signed by Fred Bode in 2001. And last but certainly not least is my pal Hagrid, who stands at a whopping 16 inches tall. Look at that, look at how big he is. It's crazy. Hagrid is the rarest of the maquettes. It's estimated that there were 50 produced, However, most of them were broken, and many of the Warner Brothers stores reported that their maquettes that they had ordered were broken. And then also there are reports from collectors who purchased Hagrid on eBay and found when they opened the box that their Hagrid was shattered. The problem is that he's hollow inside and very bottom heavy, so his stand is very heavy. He's number 40 out of 2,500 planned to be produced. It's estimated today that there are maybe 15 to 20 that still exist. Here is Hagrid with his big black beard, and if we turn around, we have his black hair and his coat, which he stitched back together after he bent over and split his coat. So he needed to sew it back up, because he ripped his coat at the seam, and he needed a seamstress to sew it up, but then realized, oh, I can do it myself. So he sewed his coat up back all by himself. Good job, Hagrid. There's the back, Harry Potter logo. You see Rubius Hagrid on the bottom. He is, of course, the keeper of the keys and grounds at Hogwarts, so he's gotta have keys. We see he has hands the size of garbage can lids and boots the size of dolphins. His gigantic overcoat, which has buttons and pockets. He is so cool! It took me about 2 years to find Hagrid to complete my collection. Only 5 maquettes were produced before the store was closed, which is very sad. So we missed out on Hermione, but let's go through that style guide and take a look at what she would have looked like. Front cover here, spine. When you pop it open, we see the same diamond pattern that we find on the US editions of the Harry Potter books. Some CD-ROMs with additional information, but we want this book right here. Inside this book are a bunch of products and concepts that was sent out to some licensee programs, people who wanted to license the Harry Potter brand. All right, so here we are at the characters. As we see, here is Harry, and it shows, his different colors, some information about Harry at the bottom. Next is Ron. I'm gonna skip Hermione for now. And we have Hagrid's concept art. Here's Hagrid's description. Next we have Dumbledore. And Snape. His face looks a lot more mean on the style guide than on the actual maquette. So this is the maquette we would have seen. It was actually a prototype of Hermione that sold on eBay maybe 10 or 12 years ago. It was rescued from the studio before they destroyed all of the prototypes, which is so sad. If anyone knows where that is, please let me know. I would love to talk to the owner. Here's Hermione's description. And here is the size comparison chart that I was telling you about, which is true for the maquettes as well. It also shows the heights at the bottom of the page as well. 8 feet tall. Dumbledore's tall too. Moving right along. Information about Hogwarts, so it shows, the Hogwarts crest, as well as the different house crests, some other illustrations and ideas. What's fun is we still see a lot of this stuff today. Sorting hats. At any point, please feel free to pause this video. I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly. This is fun. It starts getting into the products and some suggestions of products that you could sell with the logos and things that you find in this style guide. Some of these things are awesome and I wish that they existed. Chapter 3, Hermione's Magic. I'm actually not sure what this is. 30 bots every flavor beans. If you collect pre-movie merchandise, I'm sure you are recognizing a lot of the things and pictures and concepts in here from various statues or books or postcards or prints or even clothes and other apparel. Chapter 5 is Quidditch. Some more ideas for apparel. Chapter 5, spellbinding scenes. Yes, we've seen this before on prints, and actually a lot of this stuff. Here's another print that we see. Oh, this as well, Harry's birthday. It's fun to see all of these things But before products were made, this is what was sent out. Of course, we have different logos and different fonts that could be used, and then some information about various places and towns and characters within the Harry Potter books. So here are the maquettes in order as they are shown in the style guide, minus Hermione, of course. Hagrid is just massive. Thanks everyone so much for watching. If you have any questions about the Harry Potter maquettes or anything you saw today, please send me an email or a comment below, or send me a DM on Instagram at The Potter Collector. Now it's time to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, keep collecting.